helping students thrive in life. College Life for Free.
Hey college students, Dr. IJ here, your #1 college life coach. Now it is that time of the semester where you are pressing hard to finish strong and to study for your exams, but I know that it can be a challenge to really get the motivation that you need in order to actually study. I've been there, done that, and I totally understand. So what I want to provide through this video are some tips on how to motivate yourself, how to stay motivated to study, because I know a lot of college students are struggling to start studying, and you can't find the will, can't find the motivation to just start. And once you start, you just continue going, so on and so forth. So here are some things to consider in order to feel more motivated about studying. So first tip that I want to offer you is to shout out loud. Go to a place, get in solitude, and just shout out loud and admit it and say, I don't want to study. I don't want to study. And by saying that out loud and releasing that, you kind of get it over with, this idea, this thing that you're grappling with about not wanting to study. You put it out there in the universe, you get it out of your system, and it also allows you to own up to it, or to own it, so that this concept won't own you. So it's a psychological thing that you can do there to kind of help yourself. So, shout it aloud. I don't want to study. Yes, I know it. I don't want to study, but I have to, right? So releasing that kind of energy out loud for yourself can be helpful. Another thing I want you to do is to write. Get out that pad or that piece of paper and that pen and start writing why you need to study. What are some valid reasons as to why you need to study? Many of them are obvious, of course. You don't want to waste tuition dollars. You want to pass the class and not have to take it again. There are numerous reasons why it's important to study. So I want you to make a list, write it down so that you can have a visual and you can actually put it into perspective as to why you need to study, and have it at the forefront of your thoughts so that once you write it, you can see it, it becomes more real for you, and you can take ownership of that. So I mentioned the importance of studying because you don't want to waste your tuition dollars. You don't want to retake the course, right? You don't want to make a bad grade because you chose not to study on time. Also, if you have scholarships, you need to maintain a certain GPA, right? So making sure that you make a good grade so that you can maintain your scholarships, your grants, whatever the case may be. And also have the mindset of working hard, then you get to play hard. If you don't work hard and study on time, then you might want to tell yourself that you can't play. You can't play during holiday break, right? You can't have fun. So know that you're going to treat yourself by playing hard or enjoying yourself in whatever way that you enjoy yourself, but you must work hard in order to get to that next step. Hold yourself accountable in that way. And also, it's important for you to study. The reason why you're studying is because of that GPA. When you graduate, you might want to go into graduate school, and they will look at your GPA and see how well you performed during your undergraduate tenure. So you want to make sure you make a good grade so that it will reflect a positive GPA for when you go out into grad school or when you're applying for competitive jobs and they really want to know how you performed. All of this stuff matters. I want you to develop a mindset of knowing that nothing in life is ever that serious. That's probably the best piece of advice I've been given by a college advisor, is that there are a lot of urgent and important things that are going on in our lives, but overall, there's still an opportunity to recover from whatever the case may be. So if you approach studying knowing that it's serious, but it's not that serious, it could actually reduce the amount of stress that you're experiencing. Of course, you're more in control about your studying, and you don't put that kind of unnecessary pressure on yourself, because even if you fail, actually everything will still be all right. There's an opportunity to redeem yourself, take another class, but then you want to avoid that. So there's a way of balancing that concept of knowing that nothing is ever that serious, but still owning the fact that you need to study and holding yourself accountable. So try to achieve that balance without putting too much pressure on yourself. Pressure is good, but too much unhealthy pressure, we want to stay away from that. A lot of this stuff has to do with shaping your mindset. Just know that studying, the study period that you have, maybe a week left, I'm not sure based on your institutional schedule, know that it's only a short time frame that you have to study. And once you get over that hump and you take your exams, you are free for however many weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know how many weeks your institution has for winter break or holiday break, but then you're free. So just press hard during these couple of weeks that you have left, right? To study, to do your exams. Press hard, right? And get it over with. It's just for a short amount of time, and just have the mindset that you have no choice but to perform. You have no choice but to perform. So buckle down, cancel all other unnecessary plans. Of course, you need to still incorporate plans of self-care and things like that, but all other unnecessary, time-consuming extracurricular activities, you need to put that aside for now, because there will be a time for that. But right now, this is the time to study. So clear out all distractions, including your smartphones. Make a deal with yourself and say, I'm only going to check social media when I'm sitting on the toilet or when I'm eating. So limit your time of use for that, and only allow yourself maybe 15 minutes while you're eating or on the toilet to utilize social media. And outside of that, you don't want to stop what you're doing and then go visit Facebook or Instagram or Snap. You don't want to do that, right? You want to limit your use of social media, because we know that that is probably one of the biggest distractions that we have going on today. Another thing you can do is to team up with your friend, classmate, and meet in the library for that accountability buddy. If you have someone to actually study with, it increases your chances of feeling motivated to study. So agree to meet someone at the library, stay there for a few hours, and at least you have an accountability buddy to sit down and study with. Okay, another thing is to tell your parents, tell your guardians, tell your older sibling, or whoever holds you accountable, tell them to hold you accountable. If they see you on social media texting and commenting, allow them or encourage them to say, tell me to stop. Or just tell your parents to check in on you and say, how's the studying going? Did you get through the first part of your studying or for the particular course? Like, let people check in on you. Tell them to hold you accountable. That could be 1 or 2 trusted people in your life. The last piece of advice that I want to provide for you is to pray. Whoever your God is, if you're a Christian or a Muslim, doesn't matter, whoever the higher being is in your life, pray to that individual. I know for Christianity, we believe that God is our provider, someone who can motivate us when we need some motivation. If we ask, we shall receive, right? Pray and ask for strength, pray and ask for motivation, pray and ask for the will to just finish strong in all of this. And then once you're done praying, you've communicated your needs, you release that kind of sense of responsibility into the higher being, and you trust that individual to actually assist you and help you. So those are for my spiritual folks, right? Hopefully this information helped. I wish you a wonderful and successful semester. I hope you buckle down, get motivated, pass that course with flying colors, and play hard, because you definitely deserve it. So if you have any questions or comments, please drop that information below. I would be happy to answer them. Again, my goal is to make sure you are having a wonderful college experience, that you're successful. My platform is College Life on Fleek. I'm trying to make sure your college life is on fleek, is on point. So I'm here to help you, support you, and wishing you the best of luck. Peace. Hey.